Hello, fellow traders. 'Tis I, the Rumpled One, coming to you on Monday, September the 29th. The year's 2025. Let's talk trading. Weekly, open, and gap. These videos are for educational purposes only. Your results may differ from mine. As always, we've got 2 more days left to trade in September. Let's make sure we have our risk management in place so we don't lose more than we're willing to lose on any one single trade or during any one trading session. So we'll jump to the weekly. Looks like everything gapped down and all the gaps have filled. Right now the pound is sitting 35 pips above the weekly open, 32 off the high, now 33, and 38 off the low. Taking a look at the monthly, we're 70 pips below, now 71 below the monthly open, 304 off the high, and 99 off that monthly low. We're putting in the opening range for the week. You can see we are under the opening range for the month, and we are above the opening range for the year. And we're 912 pips above the yearly open. We are 367 off the yearly high and 1322 off the yearly low. We had an inside bar on Friday. Notice we broke above it, and we are in the inside bar, the weekly inside bar range from 5 weeks ago. And so 34.16 would be the line to short at. For the day, we have 71 pips of range. The Swiss yen is leading the pack, 126 pips. I think that's one of those pairs, if I've traded it, I may have only traded it once. It's just not that popular. As you can see here, the pound is heading back towards the weekly open, the daily open right now. You can see we had a big return bar here, and we've already come back to that open. We fell through the launch pad here. You see we opened in the launch pad, and then we actually closed below the launch pad. The launch pad being the 40, the point XX4. Anything in that level I consider the launch pad, because it just seems to always run from 40 to 60 to 65, especially when price opens below that launch pad. Looks like the red rats are feasting. You see the smart rat was going short at the 43, which is in the launch pad, and the original rat was going short, at or above the 34.37. So that would be paying off very nicely. Bambino Flex indicates a short. Pivot trading plan says price near the pivot is a long. And you can see here we haven't even touched the pivot. But it's at or near the pivot, and it opened near the pivot. It got within, let's see, how many pips? Low 33.85, and the pivot is 33, call it 82. So it was within striking distance. As you can see here, we did miss the pivot by 3 pips on the daily. We've taken out the weekly, and we've taken out the monthly. So right now we have 2 missed pivots in September. price in and out of the upper wick zone. That was a nice move there. If you had to trade the Asian session to catch that one, though. For the week, 71 pips have not moved the needle on the smart range here, so we're at the 0 percentile. Simple price action chart here. You can see most of the day on the M30. We had aqua. Indicator 2 was aqua, meaning it's going up. You see, we opened above but crossed below indicator 2 here. The current indicator 2, which is the EMA 5. Okay, looks like we had a lowest high trigger. That would have paid off for about 4 or 5 pips, it looks like. Now we're coming back down. And this is something I was talking to a trader about. Stan, we talked the other day. Remember I was mentioning that, you get this lowest high turn right here, and then price will come back, and it usually likes to come back and fill the imbalance, which would have been, in this case, you had an imbalance between this low and this high. And so price came back. In fact, it's even below it, giving another opportunity to get in at the lowest high level. And so if you let this candle close, if it can come back up, then a lot of times it doesn't make a new low. It's going to make a lower low than the 3 ball. It's going to make a higher high than the 1 ball. You just have to wait and see what happens. We might have enough time to actually wait and see what happens here. And we have not moved the needle on that range. For the day, we said fade to pivot sell. We have a higher high, higher low. Price turning up, price above the upper wick zone. Buyers strong control. So you can see here we had that lower high trigger. And something to note, when you see a bunch of candles the same color, then you see you get a change here, turn or flip-flop. If it only makes 2, if this, you get these 2, this is the, I don't know what I'm going to call it, but this is the candle of interest. I guess I could call it that. If that candle continues in the bullish and closes bullish, then it's almost like this move has been countered. But this is one of those ones where you can really get nailed, because if you were to enter here, you can see you would have only been able to maybe take a pip or 2, which is okay, but you really have to be careful, because a lot of times in these moves, you'll see here, there's a 1, there's a 1, there's a 1. It's not till you get to 3 where you get anything change, but then here it changed right back. So when you see these big moves happening, you really have to be careful, as you should in any trade, but it's just something to be aware of, because you're thinking, oh, okay, maybe price is going to make a nice run. But as you can see here, it didn't, even though this was a 3 ball. And people say, oh, it repainted. It's like, no, it didn't repaint. It updated in real time. There's a difference. Because if you never saw this chart until tomorrow, then you say, oh, there was a 1 ball, there's a 3 ball. You wouldn't have known that this was a 3 ball. But it's just the way the indicator likes to adjust itself. I might be able to. No, I don't think I could. That's why I like to use my dynamic support resistance indicator sometimes too, because it will show, it will, on each bar, it will put, I use diamonds, but it'll put a diamond here. And so you would see that this level continued, and then it all of a sudden moved down a little bit. And if you set those inputs to 34, it will pretty much match the 3 level ZZ. And so once again, so you see here we had that move across the lowest high, couple more attempts. And so chances are, let's take a look. It needs to move up back above that 25 from the 3, from this 3 ball. Let's just see if it does it. If not, it's hard to determine where it's going to go. We'll have to change up the charts. So probably down to that 12 area, which I believe was the Friday high. Yeah, 12.9. So you might target there. So now looks like we're getting a move off of this lowest high. And so this will be 2 bull candles in a row if this closes bullish, and then we'll have to wait and see. So like I was telling Stan, so on this move you want to take your profit. That's why I see a 1 ball, I usually like to get out, especially off this first time. And you can see here it's been some consolidation or accumulation, and we got that same trigger at the same level. You'd be up a couple of pips. And so now we've got 2 in a row. Let's see, do we get 3 in a row to break it? So what I would do here, if this candle changed and became bearish, I'd be out. But now we got a 2 ball that says stay in, because usually 2 balls will keep pushing. Let's see what happens. We got another minute left in today's video. And so we just turned red, that candle. We've got, no, actually we had a new M30. So we might even be able to play for a cover. This candle, see if it can get covered or not. So you see once again, 1, 2, and then this one did not continue in the bullish. So that would be an indication to maybe just take profit off the table and not worry about what happens, because it could go up, could go down. And that, fellow trader, goes to show it's not what you trade, it's how you trade it. So go out there and drain the banks. This is the Rumpled One, over and out.